On today's guide, official forms, how to read them and understand what information they're looking for. Reading and writing at work, we find out how some people are using their jobs to brush up on their skills. And the really useful guide to joining your local library. These days, they're much more than just about books.
Improving our skills generally can bring huge rewards in our lives, both at home and at work. If we brush up our communication skills at work, for example, we can open up a lot more opportunities for ourselves. Improving some basic skills can give us more confidence at work, better job security, and the chances of promotion can be much greater if we learn a few new things. Computers are everywhere now, and more job types require us to use them. Filling in forms is something else we come across more often. These days, even applying for a job might mean we have to fill out quite detailed application forms. And it's not just people in offices who do paperwork. Farmers have to fill in a variety of forms to apply for subsidies and grants. Construction workers have to have their Safe Pass to increase their knowledge and awareness of health and safety issues. People who work in tourism may have to use computerised booking systems or read menus. Whatever you work at or wish to work at as an employee or a job seeker, you can gain a variety of benefits from upgrading your skills. Here are three men working in Bray, County Wicklow, who've taken advantage of workplace learning and opportunities that have changed their lives.
Meet Ger Tracy, Eddie Flanagan and Harry MacDonald. All three work for Bray Town Council. All three men have successfully completed Return to Learning courses.
Well, we had Niamh Maguire from the Bray Adult Learning Centre visit us up here, and she put all the various courses to us.
And she was talking about the three courses that were starting. It was communications, basic computers and mathematics. So out of the three courses you could take two.
The three men decided to take basic computers and communication courses to gain more confidence in these areas.
On Tuesday we done communications, and on the Thursday then the 2 hours was the basic computers.
The town council allowed us the time off for both the classes.
The Return to Learning course is for employees who want to improve their communications, maths and computer skills. These provide an opportunity for workers who may have left education early but now wish to return.
I left school when I was 13. I didn't do a secondary education, and spelling was one thing that let me down. I learned through the communication course how to remember the spelling, how to put it in a long-term memory. There's a short-term memory, a long-term memory.
We had to put a lot of work in at home as well. Found that quite tough because young kids not at home. I had to work around all that as well. There was friends and family, they offered help, called to their house. They had a spare room there at any time and do the study in the room, and homework if need be, to be done and that.
Basic computers was learning computers because I didn't know how to turn on a computer literally, you know. But now I'm doing emailing, I'm using Microsoft Excel, and if you want to find out anything, you Google it. That's it. You know?
What I do is we have computers in here, which is called the GIS, and it prints out the maps for us. Now, in the beginning, before I went on the course, I used to have to get my partner to do all of that. But when I went to the course, I was able to come back and do a lot of it myself.
Not only did the course improve their work life, the three men also took part in creating a book on their local area.
We put a book together on the history of Bray. I was given the local football club, Bray Wanderers. The computer helped there because I got a lot of the information off the internet. It was interesting doing it on the history because I had a couple of brothers that played for Bray Wanderers years ago, and it was great finding out about them as well.
I wrote a piece about the seafront because that's where I lived for a lot of years. Now, when they said writing about a book, I thought I wouldn't know enough to do it. But once we got started, it just continued on. It just seemed to flow out, like, you know. And we did write the book.
I've done 4 projects on 4 monuments in Bray. Looking back now, like doing the project, I went up to the local library, to Robert Butler here in Ballywaltram, the library, and he helped me. I found it great to put together, and it was just brilliant to say that you could go to your local library and get help of somebody else, as well as the teachers down in the Adult Learning Centre.
By completing the course, the men were awarded with FETAC Communications and Computer certificates.
You know, there's lots of help, there's lots of ways of getting courses out there. Just get up, basically get up and go. And I also find that if they get one course, it'll lead them on to another. And where it ends, like, nobody really knows.
Go, see for yourself. You will be pleasantly surprised, and what you'll learn will be even a bigger surprise.
The fear I had going in was I'd make an idiot of myself, you know, or I'd look stupid in front of people, but you don't. They help you so much.
Well, joining us today we have Frank Locke. Frank left school at 14 and he got back into education in 2003 and he hasn't looked back since. Frank, watching Bray Wanderers there, you're more of a Crumlin United supporter, I believe, and you're proud of it. How are they doing?
They're doing very well in the Leinster Senior League and all schoolboy teams, the whole lot. They had a fantastic record with, fantastic team with the likes of Robbie Keane, who's now with Ireland and Sports. Right. Jason Gavin is with Drogheda.
Well, we're also joined by Esther Mackey, who's a Skills for Work regional coordinator for FÁS. Esther, what is a Skills for Work programme in FÁS?
Well, the Skills for Work came on stream about a year and a half ago as a result of the government's response to the basic education need in the workforce. It is for people in the workplace, in employment, who want to improve their basic skills and then move up into education. Okay.
Well, Frank, your job is as a caretaker in Pearse Park in Crumlin. Do you enjoy that?
Absolutely love it. It's the all-weather pitch. They have it since last year, Crumlin. I do the caretaking, the dressing rooms, the whole lot, and get things ready for the opposition when they're coming, the whole lot. Have everything clean for it.
You did the FÁS Jobs Initiative. Why and how did it work out for you?
I done a FÁS scheme from 99 to 2002, and then I heard about JI, Job Initiative, KWCD, up in Crumlin Village. There's a partnership as well. I just went upstairs one day and I was asked to come back in January, and I was lucky at the time because on the week I went back, there was a few positions, and touch wood, I got one of them.
Esther, I'm a fan, of course, of FÁS, a bit like Frank is. I've done several courses over the years, but a lot of people are aware that FÁS have schemes for people who are unemployed, but maybe not aware that you can do FÁS courses if you're in employment. What kind of courses are available then?
There is a special section in FÁS called Services to Business, and they deal with people in employment and with employers. And there would be training at different levels. For instance, apprenticeship training. There is a whole program called the Competency Development Program that gives very specific training to companies. And then we have this Skills for Work, which is for basic education. And we go to employers, explain to them what it is all about, and hopefully they will get involved, and that way then the door opens to the participants, the employees, to take part in the courses.
And that opens up lots of opportunities. Like Frank, you were saying that adult education has broadened your mind and it has broadened your perceptions of the world, and even into drugs awareness is something that has come from doing the courses. How did that happen?
It's happened when I started in ARC. It's called Addiction Response Crumlin. I was a caretaker down there for a while, and what I was saying was there, I actually knew nothing about drugs. I just thought people were addicts and this, that and the other, but it opened my eyes when I seen the people going in And the work that Susan does and all of the staff down there in recovery, the counsellors and the whole lot, and to see so many people in recovery, a broadened-eyed mind and an open-minded mind,
and is
for the support that's out there.
Is that something, Frank, you think that you mightn't have done if it wasn't for the courses initially? You mightn't have had the confidence to do this?
I wouldn't have, definitely I wouldn't have had the confidence at all.
Another interest of yours, of course, is karaoke. And what do you sing?
I'm a Neil Diamond fan, and going back a long time ago, there was always, when I was going to the TV club, it was Dickie Rock, Red Hurley, Kelly the Nevada, Joe Dolan and all that. And I do a bit of everything, Leo Sayer, David Essex, Gene Pitney.
Do you? David Essex, now I would listen to that myself. Do you find that doing the course and improving basic skills has helped with reading the karaoke lyrics?
Reading the lyrics, I just know the words basically, and be basic at that as well. But the long words in the spellings always got me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm at the gaining from 203, foundation level, on the FETEC, level 3. And just this year in June, I've completed my junior cert in maths and English.
Esther, for a lot of people, you know, lives are so hectic these days and people might be juggling work and education and families. Can FÁS help there?
That is where Skills for Work is an excellent way of doing it, because it is done on site in the workplace. FÁS is funding the training. The employer's contribution is to release staff. So it is actually during the working day that it happens, and the skills are job related. It obviously spills over to one's personal life as well. But
so you'll tailor make a course
indeed,
to fit the individual needs. That's brilliant.
We would take, for instance, communications that he mentioned, and be it in the hospitality sector, then that communications becomes hospitality themed, or manufacturing, or logistics, or whatever it is.
How can people find out more about Skills for Work?
There would be the NALA helpline would be one way, because the contacts would be there, and then both the FÁS and the NALA website would have contact details for that.
Well, one of the things that many people have trouble with is reading forms, and not just in the workplace. These days it seems that forms are everywhere, but they're nothing to be afraid of. Knowing what information they're looking for can be half the battle.
Lots of things we do in our daily lives involve having to fill in a form, like renewing your driving license, for example. The first thing to do is to get the correct form. Many forms look similar, so you need to read the title of the form. In this case, it's not a provisional license form that's needed, or an application for a driver theory test. It's this one, a driving license form. Forms are used to get information from you, and you need to fill in the blank spaces. Most forms are set out roughly the same way. They usually ask for personal details, like your name, address, at the start of the form. Often the form needs to be signed, usually at the end. In between, forms ask for different details, depending on what they're for. And some forms have section headings, so that you know what kind of information to put in. On the driving license form, there are sections which ask for information like any disqualification or endorsement, and your health and fitness.